All right. And, okay. All right. So I am getting my assistant to join me. Her name is Lizzie. All right. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So welcome. Thank you for coming. Nice to see everyone. So I'm going live tonight from Facebook and also as well as Instagram. And tonight this show is not a show really. It's kind of more like an explanation or kind of talking about, what's the difference between an LLC and an incorporation. Just giving you my thoughts, sharing some experiences, some tips. I will have Lizzie. She's going to be monitoring our chat. And please share. We're encouraging you to share. And stay to the end for your chance to win a $25 cash app. All you have to do is, once we do a random drawing, I will send you over a $25 cash app. So yeah, absolutely. So we're just going to get started today. If you have any questions, throw it in chat, put it on the screen. Send those hearts, like, comment, whatever. But anyway, so let me go ahead and share. Okay, so tonight we're talking about LLCs and corporations. So in my experience, I have actually did both. I'm going to tell you the difference between the similarities and the differences and the benefits of having them, and also some important tips before you actually just go out. A lot of my clients come to me after the fact, and reason being is they say, "Oh, somebody told me standing in Walmart parking lot that I should do an LLC because of this," or somebody told me at Payless shoe store that I should do a corporation because of this. Really, it basically depends on how you want to do your taxes, and what is less expensive for you. So again, if you got any comments or concerns, put it in chat and we'll just kind of take it from there. All right, so to kind of give you an idea, okay, most people might already know this. A LLC is a limited liability corporation, whereas a corporation, or standalone, which they also call as a C Corp, is it's also known as a standalone corporation. A big difference between the both is a LLC is a limited liability corporation. However, it's not a standalone entity per se. It is kind of associated or attached to the owner, whereas a corporation itself is a standalone entity where it is not attached personally to the owner. And let's see here. All right, so let me just message somebody. All right, okay. All right, so here we go. And Donna Inc. Oh, okay, so you said you messed up and Donna Incorporation. Well, let's share some benefits, Tasha. Can it be changed over? Yes, it can be changed over. And before you change that over, another election that you can do is also called the S corporation, which you are taxed like a limited liability company, but it is still a standalone entity. So if you have a corporation already and you want the benefits of a limited liability corporation, then you can opt in for a S Corp. And how you do that is you have your tax preparer just send in a special form, I think 8829, 8819 or something like that. You send in a special form to have that transferred over. Okay, well... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's easy. It's just a simple form that you have to do, and you'll be able to get that switched over. So let me tell you about an LLC. LLCs, really, I would recommend if you're offering a service or you're selling a product, I would recommend that. Corporations, you can do the same. told me, okay, so let me just read a comment. Okay, so someone told me that someone could sue you for everything with the incorporation. No, you have to think about an incorporation like this. An incorporation is like a human being. Um, they can't sue you for an incorporation. They have to go after the corporation. However, if you don't, how can I say, if you intermingle your personal assets with the business assets, you could get targeted. Another thing that I see that happens is called piercing the corporate veil. And that's probably why they told you that, Tasha, is because most of the time, people don't do all the necessary paperwork to keep their corporation a legal corporation. So some of the things that make your corporation legal is having your corporate binder, having your corporate seal, doing your annual meeting notes every year, having them filed, and keeping up with certain paperwork. And then you have to also have your bylaws. And those are put like in a safe place. The same way you would put your birth certificate, that is where you would put those documents. Most people don't want to do all of that, so they just, oh, let me go to LLC. But there are some benefits with a corporation, just other great benefits. So it's not so much that you can get sued either way if your stuff ain't together. And the reason why they probably tell you that, because when you don't have those things together, the legal word for it is called piercing the corporate veil, which means they can tear down your corporation, take that title off of you because your documents are not in line. So me personally, I think the biggest thing with being in business is having your paperwork together. It's not so much of, should I choose an LLC? Should I choose an incorporation? If you're not organized, you don't have your paperwork, if you were to get sued, you can't really stop lawsuits because we in America and people like to sue. So, but if you have your paperwork together, you really don't have much to worry about. And then if you have your insurance, your general liability insurance, and other insurances, then nothing is going to, I mean, you're going to have some type of protection. But most people fail. And I'm going to tell you a story, and I hope this person don't get online. So I had this particular client. He owned a credit agency, a credit repair agency. And he called me because one of his clients thought that he was a fraud. And so she was like, oh, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to tell this, that, and the third. And the first thing he didn't do was he didn't keep up with his corporate filings and everything like that. So he knew automatically if this lady sued him that she could come straight after him personally. That's what a lawsuit happened at. And so he immediately called me and was like, well, what can I do with my paperwork? And I'm thinking to myself, things have a timestamp date filing on here. So if she sued you for something you did prior to you trying to get your paperwork together, you're not going to be covered. So I think a lot of people drop the ball with not having a paperwork in place and just not, I mean, most people get in business to make money and don't realize that it takes that effort, that administrative part that you who want to do that to stay compliant. But it's important. It's important for the livelihood of your company. It's important for your personal assets, and it's just important to stay in compliance. Like who wanna? I don't want to worry about that. So my biggest thing is telling people like this. I'm gonna tell you the laziest trick that you can possibly do. I actually had a gentleman tell me he did this. He said he pulled up to the IRS with this. Okay, so they have these disposable boxes, right? Like a file box that you can use. You can get them from Staples, anywhere, Office Max, whatever. And the box, if you lazy, anything that you have related to that business, just put that year on it, 2020, throw everything in there, and then if you keep up with it, it'll be all right. Store it and put it up. If you so happenly get audited or somebody want proof of your information, you could just pull it out and then go through it there. Some people struggle with trying to stay organized and keep up with things, but that's one of the little lazy tricks that I teach my clients. I say just get you a nice big box, put the year on it, throw everything in there so that if and when something comes up, you can do it. But to tell you a quick story, it was a guy, he said he got audited. And one of the things he did, he said he just put all his boxes in the trunk of his car and backed that booger up to the IRS building for his audit. And he said every time they asked him for something, he was just pulling out papers. But it worked for him. But most definitely, that's just a lazy trick. But just keeping up with those things are very important. So benefits, one of the biggest things that people don't pay attention to from an LLC and a corporation, a lot of people tell people to do LLCs because you can file it as a Schedule C on your tax return. In corporations, you can't do that. Corporations have to have their own filing. So if you have an incorporation, you have to have a business tax return, and then you have to have your personal tax return. And most of the time, people want to avoid paying double, they call it double taxation, because you're paying it on the corporate side, and then you got to turn around and pay it on your personal side. But there are always some tricks and some trades to eliminate tax implications or tax liability the legal way. You just have to reach out to your consultant, tax consultant or advisor, CPA or whatever, tax attorney, whomever you seek for advice to help you eliminate some of those tax implications. But you want to most definitely just, and y'all pardon me if you see me looking up and down because I got Instagram live here and Facebook down here. But you just want to focus on really how do you want to file your taxes and how you want to keep things separate. So these are some benefits here. I can tell you I did an LLC before, and then I did a corporation. So right now I have a corporate entity because I just feel like it's beneficial for me. One, business credit. You can bill it quickly with the corporation. LLC, no, it depends. When you have a single member LLC or multi-member LLC, then it's attached to the owner. They request your personal information and finances and stuff like that when you go out for business credit or loans or anything like that. So me personally, I prefer a corporation. I think the last loan or purchase that I decided to do, they didn't ask for none of my personal information. I just, I use my EIN number, I use my business tax return, and I was able to, get the loan that I needed for my business. And that's just my personal experience. It is more paperwork at the end of the year. However, to me, I feel like it's worth it. Sometimes I don't like to intermingle the two. And then I just want to give I like to share a lot of times things that I've seen people deal with. So if you have any questions, shoot them in there, let me know. It say, do you do that? Keep us. Okay, so good question, Tasha. I don't necessarily keep my clients' paperwork. I can advise them and show them the most simplest ways to organize. If you have a physical location, I do come out and offer consulting. I do come out and help you with organization or give you tips and tricks to come in. And be mindful. If you have a physical location, you'll be surprised. You can go on different websites like, I don't know if you guys heard of Fiverr, but Liz, if you could type that in there in the chat, Fiverr, Fiverr. Fiverr is a website that you can hire people per job. And I don't know what the other one is. It's a few other. And then you know what you can do? Just hire somebody to come in every quarter, every 3 months, come and organize your paperwork for you. And you can charge them per project or something like that. But just for confidentiality and to secure your personal information, I do not keep up with your paperwork per se, because that is something that has to be kept in, if you have a corporation, it has to be kept in your corporate office or head office. And if it's an LLC, you want to keep it somewhere close by, with the business. So great question. Another, let me see what else my other, so another advice tip that I got, again, so I do encourage you guys to share, comment, like, you stay to the end. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to win a $25 cash app. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here. This helped me help you. So this is something that I love to do. I love to talk about this side of the business that people don't like. Yes, Tasha. So Tasha says she'll hire me because I'm her tax preparer. So yes, I do take care of Tasha. She's an awesome client, the best client ever. All right. So again, hi. Hey, Niecy Poo. So I got my niece. Hey, Shay. Y'all see my high-pitched voice when I get excited when I see my babies. But anyways, another benefit of doing corporations is just the ability to have it operate separate from yourself. For those people, that's what I was getting at. I met with a client yesterday, and he let somebody do his taxes. Oh. And she itemized the crap out of his taxes. And it was on a Schedule C for his limited liability corporation. That's a no-no. You know what? People really, I'm not knocking nobody hustle now. Not knocking nobody hustle. But I'm very sad when people come to me and want me to fix something that they did because all they saw was, I'm getting $10,000 back, or I'm getting $8,000 back. And then you face with an audit, and then you trying to figure it out. Question your tax preparer, challenge them, ask them for the best solution. Tell them they should be able to rate you a probability of you getting audited. Most tax programs, most definitely have like a based on the numbers that you put in the system, it has like a green, yellow, red, meaning if it's red, it's a high chance of you getting audited. I mean, so it's stuff like that. And when you're doing your LLCs and it's attached to your personal, it causes you to kind of go through too much when you don't need to. So that's one of the benefits that I like. The reason why I separate the two. That's how I am. And maybe because I'm a private person, but that's how I am. Okay, so we got another good question. It is it possible to have a LLC and an incorporation under the same name, but offer different separate products under each? Absolutely. So I'm trying to think of a company, for example. So the name of my company is Dallas Paralegal Solutions. It's a company in Texas called Dallas Paralegal. I'm pretty sure we offer different services. They, he, she, they might be a LLC. I am a incorporation. And you could do two different things. Oh, and to give you another example, because I just did this for a client. So I had a client that's opening up an investment firm, a real estate investment firm, and then he's opening up a global corporation. Two different entities, doing two different things, and have similar names. Two different. One is like a mother corporation, and the other one is an active active LLC that's going to be into real estate investment. So that is an awesome question. Yes, you can. And you can open up multiple LLCs for different things. People do it for selling and buying property. People doing it for selling and buying goods. It just depends on, again, how you want your taxes done, how you want to prepare things, and just being able to keep up with the paperwork, period. All right, so we got any more questions? All right, okay, so I'm gonna move on. So I have this other testimonial about LLCs. Okay, so one of my biggest things is, okay, I got one more question. So is that 3 different tax returns, self, LLC, and Inc? So no. Okay, so she's saying if she had an LLC, an incorporation, and herself, would that be 3 different tax returns? No. Actually, it would be 2. So you will file the LLC on your Schedule C that's attached to your personal tax return, and then you'll do your incorporation tax return. And then I'm going to tell you, and this is some free advice. I just got to get on it because I have one question from Larry. What's the best tax classification, and should I put myself in with an LLC? Larry, can you mean what you mean by best tax classification? Now, you know, a lot of the tax classification depends on the revenue that your company is producing. But if you operate in the LLC, you can do an S Corp to eliminate double taxation. You can invest in certain retirement IRAs, other different portfolios, real estate stocks, and different things like that, charitable donations, and other little things. Oh, okay. That you can use to kind of help with that. So in your case, I'm gonna tell you this: if it's over 150,000, if you're making, then I would elect for S Corp. If it's under 150,000, you really don't have that much to worry about. Okay, all right. Well, thank you. Great question. Okay, so I answered that question. So yeah, so that'd be 2 tax returns. Another thing that I see that's messing a lot of people up, and I won't touch clients like this, and it's because you become a liability to me, okay? And not only to yourself. So for example, people who don't keep up with their paperwork and as well as do their bookkeeping and keeping up with their financials, you taking yourself to your tax preparer with your LLC and say, I think I spent $1,000 on my cell phone. I think I spent $785 on some food. All of that guesstimation, the IRS only allows a 10% margin of error. So let me repeat that one more time. A 10% margin of error. So let's say you quoted $1,000. Okay, let's just say you said you had $1,000 worth of expenses, but you get home and you have $1,200. They will excuse $1,100 for that 10% margin error, but they're going to penalize you And the reason why I tell you that is I had a client that actually owed the IRS. He was penalized and paying like almost $11,000. Most of that money that he's paying back is in penalties, and it's because he understated. Understated means the numbers wasn't high enough. You stated you made this. No, you stated you made this when you actually made up here. So they'll penalize you for too low and they'll penalize you for too high. You only have a 10% margin of error. So you want to make sure that you know your numbers and you got your receipts. Like everybody say, you got them receipts. Do you have those receipts? And another lazy way that I tell people, if you want to keep up with stuff, and I'm going to tell you a big thing, is if you use your business bank account, a lot of times I see clients do, and let me tell you, I have to say this. So many of my clients called me this year when that PPP loan came out for the payment protection, payroll protection loan. And when I say a lot of clients, I've been telling clients over the years, pay yourself, pay yourself, pay yourself, pay yourself, pay yourself, right? When this PPP came out and people was losing money, and even if you are let me specify, even if you are a 1099 for a company, let's just say you're a 1099 for Walmart. If you're a 1099 for Walmart and you don't get a paycheck stub, you don't get something that shows you what you get every week, but you just get maybe cash or a cash app or something like that, yeah, it's going to be a problem. So I tell a lot of independent contractors, and I've been doing this for years, because when I started out this business, I was not a corporation, I wasn't an LLC, I was totally operating as a sole proprietor. One of the things I did was, when that contracted money, wherever it came from, it came in my bank, I would take a check, write that check out to myself, deposit it into my personal account, and did it that way. When it was time for people, I had people calling me, asking me, can I make them paycheck stuff? Is you crazy? Is you crazy? I told you to pay yourself. No, I said, nah, I don't do stuff like that. I'm sorry. And a lot of them say, well, I just don't have the paperwork. So what I did was I told people, I said, if you can show me your bank statement showing where you paid yourself and the amount, then I'll help you. But nope. All right, so we got another question, and then we're going to wrap it up and do our raffle fire cash out. All right, so I'm a private contractor, and I keep my records by my personal debit cards, but I just write it down, so I use bank statements. Is that bad? No, that's not bad, but let me tell you what is bad. If you go to places like Walmart, Target, Sam's, if you go to places that sell not a identifiable product, so like, for example, if you see Staples on a bank statement, you know that's office supplies. Everybody know it's that business is associated with one thing, office supplies, or whatever, janitorial supplies or whatever, okay? Bank statements are good. When I tell my clients, when I'm doing their bookkeeping and everything, I tell them, if you're using Walmart, Staples, Sam's, any of the general businesses, if I look at your bank statement, you could have went and bought toilet tissue. I'm thinking you bought chicken. You don't know. So bank statements is yes. One of the things you have to keep up with when you're doing your bank statements and you keep it with your paperwork is your bank statements. But also for those general places, how do you know what is what? And then I'm going to tell you another thing. You can't stick Walmart in general. Some people say, well, that's just a general expense. The government ain't going for that. You can't have 10,000. I had this one client, I think he made like 150,000 a year, but like $20,000 was in general expenses. And that was because he was a big Walmart, Sam's type person. And he never turned in his receipt. So guess what? And I just let him know. I would reach out, educate him, tell him what's going on. And then I would let him know, hey, if you don't give me the receipts for these places, I can't properly expense them. And therefore, if you ever get questioned about it from the IRS, what are you going to say? So bank statements are good. But if you're shopping at Walmart and those other big places where you can, because Walmart, you can buy tires. So which, Walmart can be a gas expense, a travel expense. Let's just say you go to Walmart to buy a suitcase, luggage, because you're going on a business trip. It can be a travel expense. It could be a lunch, a corporate meal expense because you took somebody to McDonald's inside Walmart for a meeting. I mean, it happens. You just be surprised. So it could be a number of things: janitorial, office furniture, clothing expense, uniforms. If you see what I'm saying. So bank statements are great, but if you go into stores like that, those are the receipts you want to just like be specific. If you go to Murphy's gas station and your bank statement say Murphy's gas station, then that's identifiable. You can say, okay, this was gas. The IRS could say, okay, yes, that's it. I'm gonna tell you a trick that I do use. Most banks, and I bank with about 4 different banks, so I'm pretty sure. Most banks now have, if you go in and click on your transaction, you can edit that transaction on what it was before your bank statement print. And the reason why I say that is because I do it sometimes in my mobile banking. If I know I'm not going to remember later, or if I throw my receipt in a box and I file it later, then I just kind of go in and say, well, I bought this and this and that. Okay. Any other questions? Alrighty. I'm excited about this. Y'all see my face? I was smiling the whole time. This makes my day right here. All right. So we have about 13 minutes. I'm gonna end it here. I've been running around with my head cut off like a chicken. I got my hair wet. I'm renovating some property this week, and I'm just like kaput. All right, so let's see, Miss. Okay, let me get my assistant. She in here, Lizzie. All right, Lizzie, if you can put everybody's name in the drawing. So I'm gonna tell you this: if you have a nickname or your name is something else, that's what we're gonna call you by. If you, that's what we're gonna call you by and announce you if you are there. So let's see. All right, so let me message Miss Lizzie so we can get this Cash App going. All right. All right. And then I'm gonna tell you too, guys, like I plan on doing this twice a month. And reason being is because I don't want to obligate myself to every week and then something comes up. And the reason being is because I travel for clients. So I might fly out of town, I might be here, and I might be there. And you have to pack up all this beautiful lighting and equipment. So my goal is to, but if you, listen, message me, email me. I think if you go to my Facebook page, that's my email. That's my phone number. If you have any questions you want me to discuss, talk about, present, this is my way of, just putting it all out there. Okay, so she says she's doing a drawing now. Okay. And then we're gonna announce who's gonna get it. So now, if you want this $25 Cash App, y'all have to stay in here Now you don't want the $25 cash out, and you leave, and we call your name. All right, so let's see. She about to put your name in here. All righty. All right, almost there. All right, Miss Lizzie, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay, she said, hold a second. Okay, all right. All right, okay. So she is gonna put y'all names in and then just pick a random person and then we're gonna get it. What else I want to say? So this is gonna be every other Tuesday. And if it's 3 Tuesdays in a month, it's only gonna just be twice a month. So you can email me again or message me in there if you have any questions. I'll discuss it at the next live and we'll kind of go in depth. I'll share some tips. If somebody told you about something and then you're like, oh, I want to check this out. Hey, let me know. I'm all in. Definitely. Again, the next time we do the live, if you share, and then also I'm gonna have y'all next time just like comment. I share that way so we can, get you and make sure. So we just want to share a wealth of knowledge. So again, I think the most thing I can tell you that people have learned for COVID-19, most of my clients, is pay yourself. Oh man, she said, okay. No worries. All right. All right, so y'all pardon me always. Okay. But anyway, so one of the most important things I think a lot of my clients learned this year and moving forward, the importance of paying themselves. And it's too many services that offer, like simple payroll, or again, the cheapest way, the free way, write yourself a check out your business account. And then on the memo side, just put payroll for the week of. And then another easy way too, like if you have, if you bank with anybody, I know that Bank of America charge like a $3 fee or something like that. But if you choose Bank of America or something like that, all you have to do is ask them for the check image printing. So when you get your bank statement, so you don't have to keep one of them ugly check registers, because I don't keep up with it. I don't. It's just not my thing. And I don't do the carbon copy type thing. So the easiest way is to have them to do the check imaging. It's $3 a month, but of course it'll save you from having to keep up with all that stuff. You can just print it out and then you can see all your checks and it's attached to your bank statements. And then you could have sent that in for the PPPP and and got you your loan. All right, so here we go. She's just sending me the information. All right. So, all right. The person is DJ Posey Moto. If you still here, send me your cash app, and I'll send you that $25 over. So again, let's see if they respond. DJ Posse Moto. It's a cute name. But if you're still here, send me that cash app, message me, and we'll definitely get that cash app over to you. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for your time. It's about 8:54. Oh, yeah, I'm in Jacksonville right now, so it's about 8:54 tonight. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And until next time, keep your books in order. All right, you guys have a good night. Thanks. See you soon.